Welcome back to phase 3 of Project Drainage. It's day 32. The drainage contractors are back. We're out on 18. Obviously they've been here for 2 days now, so they are trenched up to these trees. If I spin you around, you can look up the hole. They're trenched up to here. You can see the pipe running across. So from the green all the way up to that point, they have piped, and you got one of the gravel hoppers running across as well. So they're making great progress. We're hoping to get the 18th done in a week. And obviously this is the longest hole in terms of meterage. So it's nearly 4,000 meters, or I think it's just over 4,000 meters. And there are runs that run all the way out to even as far as the road. So you can see that over there in the distance, just by the out of bounds post, there's some blue and white flags. Now that drain line runs all the way across to these junctions over here where you can see the black canisters on the floor. So like I say, the guys have trenched up to pretty much halfway, and they have also cut the outfall drain going all the way up the right side of the hole, all the way up the top of the hill. There is halfway up the gas main that they've got to avoid, but they're making good progress so far. So here comes Adam and Morgan after mapping out the top half of the hole. Give us a wave, guys. I'm out on 10, where Stuart and his team have been working hard on the 9th and the 10th. So they've been redressing these scars, the drain lines with this root zone, and seeding. So we should start to get some growth. Now obviously these will settle again over the winter, and we'll redress them again in the spring, but it won't be anywhere near as big a job as this. A huge thank you to all the volunteers as well. We've had some marshals and some other members volunteering, helping Stuart Rogers and his team. It is all hands on deck with this one. I mean, we had a team of about 10 guys out here today, so huge thank you must go to those volunteers. So Stuart's using the hopper to put this root zone in. Show you around here so you can see how it works. This helps us just put out a nice thin layer of root zone, about ½ an inch thick. See what it leaves behind. And then there's seed under there as well, so seed's already been put down by the volunteers. Thank you very much. Probably see germination within sort of 7 days, and hopefully we'll get some coverage in about 4 or 5 weeks. All depends on the weather forecast, but I think it looks like it's going to be kind. Day 34 of Project Drainage, and the guys are on 18. They have fully trenched, so that's 4,000 metres trenched, the pipes in, all of the stones in, and they are now putting the sand in. So we've got one sand hopper here, it's backfilling, and then at that end they are working from the tee box backwards, or back to the middle. They've probably got 30 runs, something like that, to do with the sand, and then that main outfall that goes down there. So this hole should be finished Friday, definitely finished for the weekend. I'll just show you, because we've changed the way we're doing it slightly in terms of they are finishing it with the sand. Rather than putting the root zone on, we are filling it with sand, putting it right to the top with sand, and then as it settles, we will then dress this with root zone in probably 4 weeks time, 4 to 5 weeks time once it's dropped. And that will leave a much nicer finish, and obviously we can get some seed into that and get some growth before the winter. The plan for next week with the drainage contractors is that they will be on 15. There's some extra runs that we'd like them to do from sort of around the green and around the bunkers. There's also some runs that we'd like them to do on 14. So Monday and Tuesday it will probably be 14 and 15 closed, so there will be a diversion from the 13th green round to the 16th tee. As that week progresses, we will keep you updated on closures, but they will then be moving on to 13 followed by 6 later in the week. whilst the drainage contractors have been here, Stuart and his team and the volunteers have still been out redressing some of these scars. So they have now nearly finished on 8. I think there's a little bit to do up at the T end, but most of them have been redressed. I think this one has also got to have some seed in it. So what they'll do is, this is the first run, they then put some seed on, and then they put some more top dressing on top, or root zone on top, just to bring those levels up, because this will drop. They will drop again, which will then redress again in the spring, but hopefully we can get some grass growth in here. The root structure will hold it all together. Out on the 8th as well, the path guys have carried on working, so they're nearly finished now in terms of cutting and hardcoring. There's just a few little areas to do, so hopefully they'll be done by the end of next week. But there's, you can see, just the path runs from the green just behind the bunker, comes round to this side. So the reason we've got this shape is it actually connects up with the drainage, because the drainage runs up just behind that buggy, and then it'll run down along the side of the tees and out onto the fairway, where again there's drainage.